Hey everybody, this is Melissa. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate it if you take just a quick second and click on that subscribe button. That way, you'll be the first to know when I upload a new tutorial. I'm so excited you're all here, so let's go ahead and get started. So today I'm in Photoshop and I'm going to show you how to create an underwater effect. So basically, we're going to take this water image and this person image, and we're going to work some Photoshop magic to where it looks like she is underneath this water looking up towards the light and surrounded by the bubbles. So the first thing that we want to do is on our person image, make sure your background is unlocked. So if you have this lock, just click on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rename this layer to person. That way I don't get confused. So what we want to do next is we want to take our water image and we want to copy it over to our person image. Now the easiest way to do that is to left click and drag. Now once you left click on your mouse, don't let go till I tell you to let go. So left click, pull it up to your person image tab until it shows, pull it back down, and when you see that rectangle and that plus, you can let go. And it pulls your image over. Now you can center it up. We're going to move it and make it bigger and transform it in some way so it doesn't really have to be perfect, but you can go ahead and kind of center it. I'm going to go over here to this layer, double click it, and I'm going to rename it water. Now we want to increase the size of the water image. So make sure that it is selected and do your Control T. Now when you're doing this, be careful. We do want it to be larger than our person image. However, if you get it too big, you're going to have some distortion and it's not going to look like water bubbles anymore. It's going to look weird. So I'm going to do this one at about 125 by 125. So now it is bigger than my image, but these still look like water bubbles and you can see the light and the color in the individual bubbles. So now what we want to do is we want to move it about where we want it. And I want it to be maybe about there. Click on your water layer. And then from our blending mode, we want to tell it color. And what that does is this here where you see the red and the purple and the green, that is the water bubbles starting to show through and that background bleeding through a little bit, which is exactly what we want to see. Now what we want to do is we're going to duplicate this water layer. And we can do that one of two ways. We can left click and pull it down to the plus, or we can Control J, and that creates a copy. Now we want to go to our blending mode, and we want to tell it hard light. And as you can see, it looks like she's under the water, but you see more of the water than you do her. So the next thing we want to do is on this water copy is we want to go to Filter, Blur, and we're going to put a Gaussian blur on it. And see, it kind of lightened up the water and kind of blurred it just a little bit. And we do want to keep that radius about 5 so that it doesn't look too distorted. And we're going to tell it OK. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our person layer. And we're going to Control J to copy it. And we're going to move it above our water copy. Okay, so now it's pulled all the way to the front. And we're going to add a layer mask. And how we do that is we come down here and we click on that. Now with our layer mask selected, this is our image, this is our layer mask, so the white box selected. We're going to go to Image, Apply Image, and we're going to tell it Multiply. And we're going to tell it 100% capacity for now and tell it OK. So now if you look, you have a combination of the background image, which you can still see the clouds and her, and the water image. Okay, let me turn that off and show you what it looks like. So now we want to adjust our opacity. And the lower the opacity, the more the background goes away and the water becomes prominent. So I like to put mine maybe around 19-20%, but it's also going to depend on your image. So let's put that about 19. And here's what we have. So we have her underneath the water, and she's looking up towards the light, and you can see the color of the water bubbles, which if the sun was out is exactly what it would look like under the water. Now the neat thing is these were clouds, but what they look like now, it looks like something's in the water with her. So just keep in mind, you don't always have to use an image with a solid colored background, because it can add some really neat things to your underwater effect. And that is how you create an underwater effect in Photoshop. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like it, subscribe to my channel, and get notified. And I'll be back tomorrow with another tutorial. Thanks so much for watching.